Okay, we are apparently back on. So I'm just going to quickly put the link back on. So bear with me a moment whilst I do this. Okay, and one more. Okay, let's see. I think we've got everything on. We'll just give people a moment to catch up, just in case that was a bit quick. So whilst we're waiting for the race to start, we will get things going again and run through the grid, get our positions, and see what tyres people are on for the strategy. I sincerely hope that nobody went for a two-stop, because it is not a two-stop track. If you did, fair play, but that's the wrong call. Straight up. So Fido is in pole position from the sprint, finishing in 10th. He is on the hards, so he's probably going to be under fire straight away, but if everybody else is doing the same as him, then it will be neutralized. So Fido starts on the hards in pole position. Bird is in second place, also on the hards, so both probably looking for the same strategy. Whether or not they pit on the same lap, we shall wait and see. Crackavelli also on the hards, and Boyan is the first person that we see on the mediums. So either going to brave it out for a two-stop, or he's going for the reverse strategy and going for mediums first, then the hards. HK behind him on the hards in 5th. Falcon probably quite desperate to make up some positions after losing a couple during the sprint and starting on the mediums. So will his teammate Munkin do the same? No, he's going for the hard strategy. The pair of them perhaps splitting their options to see which one works out the most. Inorganic in 8th place also starts on the hards. Then Reveille is on the hards as well. In the McLaren, his teammate is also on the hards. And will we see Pusher manage to make it all the way back up for a first place finish? Let's see. Definitely going to be an exciting race and one to watch. Lord Hans then is in 11th on the medium tyres. So perhaps going for a reverse strategy or even the brave two-stop. Let's wait and see. Gum is in 12th on the hards. Banana, wow, on the softs. At the tail end of the grid, that's a brave move to try that one. So he has got to make up at least probably 2 places per lap for the first 5 laps to make this one work. So let's see if he can make that one work. Behind him, then Benke in 14th on the hards. Then Jenna is in 15th, also on the hards, and Gaz in the Citroen on the mediums in 16th place. So will we see him do a reverse strategy, or is he going to try and go for a just something different? Let's wait and see. So we'll go back to the beginning of the grid and let's get on with the feature race. And also just thank you for all joining back in as well. What a silly error to get with the thing. I just needed to log out and log back in again, and it worked. So nice and quick, let's get on with it. As they come across the rolling start finish line, we'll wait for the pips. 3, 2, 1, go! Indeed, can't get the staff chaos. So it's a pretty straightforward start, and Boyan has already made a blinder start off the line, and oh, that has given Krakovelli has given away what, 3 places there just in the opening lap. Let's see what happens behind. That's going to allow all these other guys going really wide, 3 wide almost into that corner. So up ahead we've got Munken and his teammate, and going into the bus stop, does everybody manage to make it through quite clean? They do. I think that was Inorganic, was going side by side with Revelet in front of him, but yielding that position. And then Lord Hans, I think, has gone way too wide around that corner, but just about manages to hang on to it, so Gum doesn't get that position. Banana is all over the back of Gum already, but isn't managing to make those soft tyres work to his advantage. He definitely needs to get in there. So what does that then say, Boyan? Oh, you didn't know. Well, I guess that goes to show how good practice can be for you. So Munken has just run wide through that. We will see a penalty. There it is. Already off to a bad start on lap 1. His teammate still holding in 5th position. HK in 4th place. So Boyan doing a great job despite his lack of practice, and has a cheeky look on the inside if he can get this stuck. Oh, and Fido's gone way too wide, but I think that's just a camera angle really. However, as they come along this next section, it's all about the slip and whether or not HK might work with Boyan to get them ahead coming up towards the bus stop. Yeah, Chaos, some of these guys are super fast. They're putting in lap times quicker than those in tiers way ahead of them. In fact, I think I got pole for the sprint race in tier 4, and I would have got, I think, 3rd in tier 5 for the same lap time. So yeah, some of these guys are absolutely rapid. So we have seen at some point Bird has managed to get ahead of Fudo, and let's just jump back and see where that was. Well, goodness, this is really far ahead. We will just jump back up to where we were. Druid, it is Bluebeard, your ex-nemesis from season 17. I think it was season 17 or maybe season 18. Had a couple of companies together, didn't we? So, what happened there? Bird managed to get it all kinds of wrong coming out of the hairpin, and has managed to get himself a penalty as well. So Pusher, yes, it was a new stream. Unfortunately, I had an error and I couldn't load the feature race, so I just had to cancel the stream and reload it, and then it worked, so just started the stream again. Wasn't too sure how long it would take. So Bird has got Boyan all over the back of him now, losing his positions that he's managed to make up, and probably going to be losing some more, no doubt. As Boyan looks to the inside, thinks better of it. Bird doing a good job defending. So Falcon now is all over the back of Fudo, who's managed to re-inherit first place again. But Falcon will definitely be looking to make a move as fast as possible to make the most of those medium tyres, and once he's got some clean air ahead of him, he'll be able to gap Fudo, hopefully. Not managing to do it. In fact, Fudo has managed to pull away from Falcon through the last section. So we'll quickly drop back and see what is happening with these guys. Further back, Reveille with the current fastest lap. Boyan falling victim to a bit of lag, so we'll just stay on with you for a moment to see if that one shows up. Also on the medium tyre, and not doing probably as well as he would hoped on that tyre, because it's going to go off a lot sooner than those ahead of him. Although look at this, Reveille in front of him has gone deep, and that's allowed him to close up massively, and as he goes to the inside, is he going to make the move done? It was before the bus stop. Right, let's quickly drop back. What, we're about a minute behind. So here comes Boyan. We'll jump forwards again afterwards. Duncan side by side, little bits of contact. Oh dear. The trouble with this game sometimes is the physics. If you do an AI race or a Sophie race on this, you get contact like that, nothing happens. But as soon as you get an online lobby, it just ping pongs you all over the place, doesn't it? So Boyan definitely losing out up the straight towards the bus stop chicane, but here we go, he manages to make some moves back now. So does he manage to get anything through here? Reveille defending well, but the gap is tiny, and he looks again, gets side by side. Is he going to get through? Not quite again, but now he's got HK all over the back of him. Cutting the corner super tight. They're going to be 3, even 4 wide coming down the start-finish straight here. My goodness. What can they do? A little bit of smoke coming up. HK managed to get past, but I think he's gone wide and he's going to get a penalty. There it is. And that leaves him open to Inorganic to get through as well. Hiya, Robbo. Good to have you with us. So Boyan up to 16th, Reveille ahead of him with a penalty, it seems, so he will get back up the grid come the penalty line. Bird now up to 4th place, so this is a good start to the feature race for him. Duncan doing a great job. Always happy to help, Robbo. And the best bit is you're getting paid to watch it too. So we'll drop back a little bit here. Reveille pulls to the right hand side of the track, and is that going to allow Inorganic any kind of room behind? That doesn't allow it, so there we go. So Pusher now up to 7th from 10th place at the beginning of the race, so he's making position slowly. Only lap 4. Oh, but you've got to keep it on the black stuff, mate. Going wide like that's not going to help you. So got a little bit of breathing room from HK behind him as he just rubs the wall. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but probably not enough to allow Crackavelli behind him to catch up. Disappointing start for Crackavelli, but there's plenty of opportunity to get that Mercedes back up the grid. Boyer now in 10th place. Pretty sure he was a bit further up a minute ago. But we can't keep jumping back too much. So Lord Hans is in 11th, Banana's right behind him, trying to make the softs work on his car, and you can see already he's just not able to make it work, and his tyres are just getting ripped to shreds. Hey, well, boy, that's some good sportsmanship on your part, both of you, in fact, to talk it over and not go to the stewards. Always makes for a nice environment in the tier chat like that. So Banana now coming up to the penalty line as we see Boyan and Lord Hans. Lord Hans makes an absolutely sublime move around the outside there, I think. Let's just watch this one again, hanging it all the way around. Does late on the brakes, takes the wide line, tons of grip, and keeps his speed up all the way around. Boyan's been caught napping there, unfortunately. But will Boyan have a look back into the next corner? He doesn't, he thinks better of it. So all the while now HK is looking to try and pull away from this little group behind. Pusher managing to gap as well, but he is close up towards Inorganic ahead of him, who follows Pusher's teammate Revelet in 5th place. Oh, Revelet's gone deep, and that's allowed, oh, we've gone even wider through that one, so that is allowed Inorganic through, but oof, both McLarens pushing it wide. Will they work together now and try to bump their way back through the grid? Let's see what happens as they come into the bus stop. Both of them managing to make it quite cleanly through. Revelet has closed up that gap to Inorganic quite well. Will we see any dives coming through? Tap, good to have you with us. So Pusher getting closer and closer to his teammate, opting for the wider line. Maybe he's going to try and hang it on the outside. Might be a little bit too wide on the marbles there. But keeping it in the same order so far. We'll just see a little bit of something behind. What was that happening? It's Boyan again with Crackavelli. And Crackavelli's managed to make himself another penalty. Oh, we're going to see another one because he was well over the line then. And Boyan taking a very different line on the track through there. Crackavelli gets away with not getting an extra penalty, just the 1/2 second penalty. So we'll jump back up now and see if Pusher and Revelet can do anything against Inorganic, who has so far come out the best out of this thing. And there's Pusher giving his teammate a little bump, speeding him up through the long sweeping left and right. Can they close up to Inorganic ahead? Perhaps just a little bit slower, or time gap is a little bit too much. Well, look at that helmet. That's hilarious. So Pusher has, oh, we completely missed that. I was looking at something else. So Pusher has managed to get past. Is this, yeah, Revelet's just hung back a little bit and let him pass, doesn't he? So a little bit of team orders there. I think although Revelet is very fast, he's sorry, Ravo. No, I'm not calling anyone a helmet. I'm laughing at his helmet, the one he wears on his head. So, back on track, pushing out, already managing to close up the gap to Inorganic in front of him, or at least gapping his teammate behind, but not making it too hard for each other as working as teammates, so that's good from them. So Bird still holding it in fourth. Fudo has lost a couple of positions down into third now. However, Munken and Falcon are now up into first and second respectively, and Falcon is definitely making the most of what's left of his medium tyres. Still got a good few laps left of those. We'll see if he manages to make it. He'll probably go to maybe lap 11, maybe lap 12 if he can make it work. Try and get the most out of those before going on to the hards, and also getting the fastest lap as well. Now look at the time gap already, it's absolutely massive. We don't get the time delta, but there's got to be a good 6 seconds or so by this point. So he's doing a fantastic job up at the front of the grid. Monk and his teammate also doing very well. Got a lot of breathing room to Fudo behind, who still has enough room from Bird, but Inorganic is definitely on the charge. Though if we look at the fuel usage, you can see that perhaps everybody else is doing slightly better on their fuel than Inorganic, who's definitely an eager beaver, wants to get further up the grid, but he's going to cost him when it comes to pit time, because he's going to have to put a bit more fuel in than everybody else. Pusher behind, managing to maintain a pretty consistent gap. Again, but you look at the fuel difference between them, so he's going to save probably 2 or 3 seconds in the pit lane, which will make all the difference, because he's probably only 2 or less seconds behind Inorganic, so when a pit stop comes he will make a jump. As he just taps the wall, and Revelet does as well. So HK gets himself a half-second penalty. Not doing quite so well on fuel as those ahead of him. Lord Hans, his teammate, doing even less well on fuel, but on the mediums, trying to make the most of them. Oh, as he goes wide and just loses the rear end, but manages to save it. And I think if you go off, no, he's got a penalty. I did find in practice that if you went off far enough down the curb, you didn't actually get a penalty, but not so for him here, and I think that's his teammate as well in front of him, so the pair of them both going to serve that come the end of this lap. Cracavelli now down in 10th, so not going well for him. Boyan in 11th, and his mediums definitely starting to go off now. We'll probably see him come in maybe next lap or two. Probably not going to be able to make any more moves ahead of him unless Cracavelli makes a mistake. So Gum now in 12th, not having the best race considering his start. Gaz in 13th, with Jenna and Benke close behind, and Banana in 16th. I think all of these guys, no, not all of them, so as we expected, Banana has pitted for a first time already, and a second set of softs, which are already starting to look a little bit used. Yeah, it is a close tier. every race has seen different groups of people at the front of the grid. So I'll try and do a quick review of the points at the end of the stream, but it's very good. Everyone's doing very well and pretty clean too. Will Banana go for a move on those soft tyres, or is he going to play it safe? He plays it safe. Absolutely, the two-stop is definitely slower. Oh, Benke's got it all kinds of wrong, which is going to allow Banana straight through. Shall we just quickly jump back and have a look with Benke? What happens here? He goes on the inside, gets it on the grass, and just gets a bit too much on the power, and that's it. Yeah, Ben gets a little tap from Banana on his way through, and that is a massive shame for him. So not so good for the Ferrari team this week. So up ahead then, Falcon still pulling away from the entire pack, but look at his tyres now. They are looking pretty spent. Not quite puncture territory yet, but maybe only another lap after this one. Munken, however, doing a lot better on fuel and tyres, so we'll see him take the lead once his teammate pits. And as it stands right now, I think we're looking at the potential winner of this race. He's got a huge gap to Inorganic behind him, and is on probably the fastest strategy, I would say. Inorganic now up to third place, and Fudo has Bird and Pusher all over the back of him, so both these guys have done a good job of catching up, and Bird has made a fantastic move, and is that going to leave Fudo open to Pusher as well? He manages to block Pusher well enough, but now he's pulled back in, going through the bus stop single file, by far and away the safest way through. Revelet has also managed to catch up to his teammate, although we've just seen him there got a half-second penalty, probably from the bus stop as well, cutting it a little bit too fine. So will we see Pusher go for a move around the hairpin at the bottom of the track? Takes it wide, either going to go around the outside or go for a cutback. Or as Fudo gets a little bit squirrely, and Pusher's gone wide as well now. That is an absolute definitely penalty. There it is. Oh, that is a shame. So Revelet, his teammate, has just served his penalty, so he's going to allow him to close up this gap, so he may well inherit that position back from Pusher. And as we near the halfway point, I would imagine that Revelet is going to want to keep that position this time rather than giving it away. So Falcon has come into the pits off his mediums, managing to go to lap 12. So only 11 laps on the hards, so doing well. We will now see what these guys can do. Are they going to drop the hammer and try and make up some time, as Inorganic looked like he went very deep, and he did. That is going to cost him very dearly. A full 1 second on the brake going up the hill, as well as Bird behind him on the power if he can keep it clean and doesn't get a penalty himself. We could see Inorganic lose this position. Pusher's managed to make it past Fudo as well. That'll be a good move because he needs to get past him before that penalty line. You can see plenty of people bunched up behind, but we'll just hang on to this for one more moment to see how it goes. Inorganic getting a little bit squirrely up the hill, will we see Bird now catch him up? Oh, he manages to hold on to it somehow, but the gap to Bird behind him is very small now. So still plenty of tyre wear left on his Mazda, but the fuel is coming down at a rate of knots. I might see these guys do another lap or two before they pit for the mediums. Although really you could do it right now. We've already seen Falcon do 12 laps on the mediums, so we know that they can do it. So Bird behind, Fudo holding on to fourth, but Pusher is right behind him. Will he get a good exit? Oh, they both managed to go a little bit deep. Oh, and did Fudo get a penalty there as well? He might have got away with that one. No, he didn't. Oh, so that's going to gift Pusher another position. Just over halfway through the race now, and it all starts to mean a lot more now. So Revelit is in 6th, HK is in 7th, Crackavelli is up to 8th place now, inheriting some positions from pit stops. Gum is in 9th, and he is probably going to have to pit this lap because he's almost out of fuel. Not doing any fuel saving for this race, and his tyres are getting pretty tired as well, pardon the pun. But the Genesis has been, although it is a very quick car, it is pretty bad on its front tyres, so he's going to be struggling now as his times are creeping up into the 150s. Falcon behind on a fresh set of boots. And nearly a full tank squirt. So it's going to be a long race, the second half of the race for him. Plenty of room in front, so he's just got to get his head down, concentrate and keep it clean, and we could see him get back up to where his teammate is. So his teammate, speaking of the devil, is in the pits now and in organic, and Bird stays out for one more lap. Wow. It wasn't Bird, sorry, it was his teammate that had less fuel. So Bird opting to go for the overcut here. Let's see if that works, as does Pusher and Revelet and Fudo. All of them doing pretty well on their fuel. Can definitely make it. We will see both these McLarens though make a jump come the pit exit. Oh, and Fudo's managed to get another half-second penalty, so that's going to cost him dearly through the second half of this lap. Crackavelli practically running on fumes, so we will see all of these guys coming in this lap. I'm surprised actually how many people have stayed out to, well, it'll be the end of lap 14 on the hards. Definitely didn't need to do it that much. But I think that's what I particularly like about this tier is there is so much variation in strategy and driving style. It really does make for an interesting race. You just can't call who's going to win it at the start of a race. So these guys up ahead now, Pusher all over the back of Bird as they look to come into the pit lane, managing to keep it clean, no pit line cutting, everybody gets through. So will these guys come out? Well, let's see where Munkin is. It is a very long pit lane and a long stop. So will we see either of these guys now catch up or make any moves, as it is potentially a Lamborghini 1-2. And it looks like they've managed to do it. very well. So Pusher gets the jump on Bird and Inorganic, or Inorganic gets the jump on Bird as well because of the fuel saving, so that's worked out brilliantly for them. Everybody, well, Revelet coming out roughly in the same sort of position as he was a couple of laps ago, and Fudo has lost out the most. Oh, and he's got a pit penalty to add insult to injury. He was doing so well at the beginning of the race. I mean, there's still a fairly big gap to Crackavelli behind him, but I think we could see Crackavelli close that gap up pretty quick. Oh, I think has Rivulet got a penalty as well? He has. So Fudo cuts to the inside, slows down, and where's Crackavelli now? Coming up the hill, will we see them catch up? I think Fudo may have just got away with it, although you can see him already. That is, he's really gifted Crackavelli a lot of time there. So we could see this go a little bit different. So both of them have the same amount of tyres, but look at the fuel difference. Fudo is going to have to be more cautious with his fuel, which is going to allow Crackavelli a huge amount of opportunity to catch up. So what happens ahead now then? Rivulet is still in 6th with a fairly substantial gap to Bird in front of him in 5th. Inorganic in 4th. Spectacular drive from him, with Pusher now up to 3rd place on merit. So brilliant drive from Pusher. Started on 10th and making the strategy work with the right tyres and a bit of fuel saving. It has definitely paid off. Will he be able to make it work and catch Falcon by the end of the race? Because he may, in fact he definitely will have better tyres, having done so few laps on his mediums, and Falcon will have done a lot of laps on his hards. It's going to be really close by the end of the race. So it begins to hot up, and it's going to be a very exciting finish. As Munken has now gone for the fastest lap, Falcon's teammate, on his fresh boots. That was the last lap out. I did check beforehand, but I still can't remember it. If you get an extra point for fastest lap, I know you get one for pole, but this is going very well for Munken at the moment, with a nice big gap behind to his teammate Falcon, with another comfortable enough gap at the moment to Pusher. But Pusher isn't going to be able to take his foot off the gas, because he has got Inorganic hunting him down, perhaps realising that he needed to have a little bit more fuel as well to be able to close that gap up. Oh, as Pusher now breaks into the 47s, first person to get into the 47 second lap time. So he is a man on a mission. We'll just jump down the grid a little bit to see if there's anything happening. So Fudo's got Crackavelli all over the back of him now. That pit lane penalty really costing him. So he goes a little bit wide on the left-hander down to the hairpin. We see Crackavelli go for a dive, a bit too far back. And the pair of them getting the best line around here, although just a little bit squirrely on the exit, and that has allowed Crackavelli to close up the gap super tight Oh, and he really could have gone to the inside then. But it's clean driving, so no one's going to complain about that. If he stays on the back of Fudo as well as he's doing now, he could force an error and it's all on Fudo then. Oh, Fudo's going deep. There's that mistake. Krakovelli's going to have the speed and the slip coming into turn 1. Does he dive to the inside? He does. There it is. So Fudo goes wide again, leaves him plenty of room, but he's got the overspeed on the outside, and that's still managing to hold on to it. Great defensive driving from him there. I can just see back up at the bus stop, we've got these 3. Oh, and Push has managed to make it ahead. Right, let's just jump back here. Was this at... No, a little bit. Here we go. Right. Let's wait and see. Practically pushing him along at this point. Pusher is all over the back of Falcon. Tucks back into the slip. We're going to see a dive. He doesn't go for it. Keeps it clean. Goes for a good exit. Keeps it a little bit tight. Gets a run on him into turn 2. Side by side. This is where Boyan got a bit ping-ponged around before. Will they keep it clean? Whoa! Just misses the wall. But he's got the overspeed. A couple of little taps. Oh, and he's got ahead just before the bus stop chicane. And Falcon's looking to go on the inside. Oh. Enough room just about though. So, fantastic move from Pusher, getting up into 2nd position. Still 5 laps to go, and a bunch of clean air ahead of him. So will we see him go for a double pole finish in these races? It is a big ask with such a large gap in front of him, but right now you could see it happening. So will Inorganic manage to make a move past Falcon as well, being on the better tyres? Yeah, I think it's a really good battle between these McLarens and the Lamborghinis. Both mid-engined cars doing really well, and just from what I can tell in testing with next week's race, oh, Inorganic goes super wide, managing to save it and not go into the wall. Next week's race at Laguna Seca will be very good for the mid-engine cars, and Inorganic's got it. I think we're going to see a move here. Falcon's going deep, but he's now got the inside on the left. But Inorganic's made the move and he's got it stuck. So this is a fantastic result for Inorganic in the Mazda. Doing brilliantly. Hi Giles, nice to have you with us. It's great racing, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely brilliant racing from this tier. So, these guys have made it up. Revelit still in 6th position. Krakovelli is up to 7th still, and managing to hold Fudo behind him well enough. Yes, but Pusher, the Mazda, hands down, I think that is the scariest car as it comes up behind you. That may be the Mercedes you can see now. When they're behind you, the noise that comes from them is terrifying. So as we come a little bit further down the grid, let's just see what these guys are up to. HK putting in some pretty good lap times. Boyer now up to 10th, having recovered a couple of positions. and not the best result considering the start that he had, but not doing too bad. Lord Hands in the other Renault in 11th, Banana now up to 12th, making his two-stop work, or not, but there you go. I think you live and learn. Definitely worth doing your research to find out what the optimal pit strategy is. Jenna now in 13th with a pretty good gap behind him from Benke, who clearly had a few issues earlier on in the race, but that's a comfortable position now for Jenna. Gaz in 15th and Gum all the way down to 16th. I'm not too sure what happened to him here, but definitely not having a good race and out of position for him there. So I bet he'll be quite unhappy about this one. But you never know. We could see him doing very well again next week. So what are we looking like at the front now? Munken still in first place with a pretty big gap still to push at. 4 laps left to go. Well, mostly 3. It's probably a bit of a tall order for Pusher here, but you never know. One little mistake or a penalty from Munken and it brings it all back. So Inorganic behind Pusher in front of him with a big enough gap not to really trouble Pusher too much. Bird in 4th, doing a brilliant job in the alternate Genesis and doing a great job looking after his tyres as well. Now we've got Falcon, oh man, with another penalty, and Revelit so close behind him that's an absolute gimme when they get to the penalty line. So Revelit may try to go for a dive and get past him before then, but if he just sits tight then he will get that position gifted to him anyway, although Falcon's managed to pull away a little bit here. He's closed the gap up again, just got to keep it tidy through this corner, and he's going to have that 5th place back. So a brilliant result for the McLaren drivers for their Constructors' Championship, and there he goes, gets the move done, nice and easy. Just quickly see how Inorganic's getting on. Still quite a big gap, so nothing too much there. We'll drop back. Oh, Falcon! What has happened here? So coming up to 3rd to last corner, down to 1st gear on the marbles, gets too much on the beans. Oh dear, that is just terrible. A little bit of damage as well, but still got enough of a gap behind him to Cracovelli that he manages to keep the position, and Cracovelli has a penalty regardless, so even if he does manage to catch up by the end of the lap, he will have a little bit more room to breathe. Yeah, that is a hard corner. I found myself just short shifting and coming out in 3rd, just managed to take all the wheel spin out of that corner. So these guys probably in their finishing position. Fudo still in 8th, it's not the worst result for him. So he's doing well. Good bit of points. HK's in 9th, Boyan still in 10th. So we will oh, we've got a yellow flag. What has happened here? Oh no. Who is this? Oh, and Falcon's gone again. Oh, man. I'll just jump back again one more time and just see what happens. What does he do? He comes through the chicane the bus stop quite well, but just goes a little bit too wide, gets his tyres on the grass, and that is it. He spins round. Oh, devastating finish for him. Nice 180 though. Not the best rejoins, unfortunately, but what can you do when you're on that side of the track? Boyan might well be looking to just get a cheeky position back, get himself up to 9th. Any point here is worth a move. As Falcon goes wide again, not quite enough time to clear his dirty tyres. Holds the position though, so does well enough. Lord Hans still in 11th. Banana running somewhat on his own in 12th with very little fuel. Still got this and another lap to go, so touch and go from him. Might allow Jenner to catch up if he runs out of fuel. Benke in 14th place, running a little bit of a lonely race. And Gaz, oh, another penalty for Gaz. And Gum still in 16th place, but also a little bit low on fuel as well, so we're going to have to see him watch that one out. Oh, as he goes deep and loses loads of time through that corner. Yeah, dead tyres. Well, we may see something. Let's just run through the other reverse. So Gum at the back, probably the lowest so far. Benke on his mediums. Oh, Jenner, the final lap. We may see that one go on the last few corners. Banana, a little bit more life, but not very good. Lord Hans with plenty of meat left, as has Falcon, although if he gives it the beans too much, we might see him spin a little bit, a little less traction on the hard tyres. Fudo, sorry, that's HK, enough grip on those mediums left. Same with Fudo ahead. Crackavelli with loads of life left on his mediums in the Mercedes, so that's pretty good. Revelit again. Oh, look at the fuel load. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, I've missed this one, so let's just jump back. Munken comes across the line in first place for the Lamborghini team. Pusher not far enough up the road, but gets a fantastic result in second from 10th place. Inorganic doing very well as well. Bird gets 4th place. Revelit just getting across the line before his fuel runs out in 5th. Crackavelli, fantastic result for him in 6th place. Does very well in the Mercedes. Fudo behind, coming to celebrate along the pit wall in 7th place. HK doing the same in 8th. Falcon finally comes along in 9th. Boyan comes in 10th. Disappointing result for Falcon. Lord Hans in 11th. Then Banana holds his tyres together for 12th place. And there is a puncture from Airtown. Not so good. Will he go into the wall now? You can hear that screaming round that last left-hander. But he comes across the line. Holds 13th position, so well done to him. Benke in the Ferrari. Crosses in 14th. Gaz not having the best race again. Quite a lot of penalties there. Be interesting to see how many he got in total, but still comes across in 15th. And Gum will be glad to see the back of this race in 16th. That was an absolutely brilliant race. Goodness me. thank you so much for watching with me, everybody. That was really good fun to watch that one. So I will just quickly try and run through the standings as they are for Tier 6. Give me a moment if I can find it. Here we go. So, Munken manages to maintain the lead in first place with a whopping 86 points. However, Revelet is very close behind on 84 points in second position. Inorganic, in the same position as he finished in third in the RX Vision with 66 points. So a fairly big gap now from the top two. So that's the championship rivalry to start looking out for. Unimo, who I don't think raced in this one as a reserve, correct yet, so he's in fourth place on 53 points. Pusher gets a fantastic result from Watkins Glen and gets up into fifth place now, only 1 point behind Unimo in fifth with 52 points. Benke is in sixth place with 48 points, not enjoying this race, but still doing quite well in the championship. Gum, again, a terrible race for him, frankly. That was a nice way of putting it. 12th and 16th place. So he's in seventh with 47 points. So this mid-pack, the points here are very tight between 6th and 10th. Then we've got Falcon in 8th. Again, perhaps ruining his choice of strategy, but getting into 8th place with 44 points. Lord Hans is in 9th place with 43 points. And then I think it's HK with 42 points in 10th. So really, really tight for this tier up to here. So that's the top 10. And if you want to check out the rest of the standings, you can do. It's on the standings chat. Thank you ever so much for watching with me. I appreciate your patience as well with the error on the stream. And yeah, that was a great race. We look forward to next week in, where is it? My mind's gone blank. La Laguna Seca. That's the one. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. We will see you next week.